Hey everyone.
Okay, excellent. Let's do it. Right, this is Illusion Weaver here. Bill, you want to introduce yourself?
Well, hopefully some of you know me still. This is Bill, Cuckoo Puffs.
Okay, so Hunter's Lodge number 3. It's been a while since we did the last one. Um, so we have lots of stuff to talk about, so let's just dive right in. Oh, okay. First of all, some stats. We are growing rapidly. Um, and so here is some data on that. We launched the UK in September 30th, so we have about 2,600 registered UK hunters. Just to give you like a frame of reference, um, it took us 6 months to get our first 1,000 players in USA. It took us 1 month to get 1,000 players in the UK. And then also recently we also launched El Salvador, November 20th, and in El Salvador we are already 9 days in and we have already 500 users. So it looks like El Salvador is going to reach 1,000 users even faster than the UK. So every territory we are launching in is going faster and faster. So that is absolutely fantastic news. We're super excited about that. A little recap of the Veriblock event. So this was a very important event for us because it's the first of token campaigns, and as you all know, the token campaigns is one of the three ways where this company generates revenue. So obviously this is very important for us. But it was a huge success. We had over 700,000 VBK tokens that was dropped in the UK to 736 players. All those players had over 20,000 brand interaction with VBK, which was important to the token teams, so they were very happy with that. The hunters found 186 Veriblock blueprints and about 300 QBs were printed. Um, so yeah, you will see more and more of these campaign events. In fact, Veriblock is definitely going to make a reappearance somewhere next year. And the one thing you can also say is that another token campaign is going to go live in El Salvador and the UK somewhere in January. But is there anything more we can say about that? Probably not yet.
Yeah, let's not spoil that just yet, but it's another cool and interesting token project. But we're happy, really happy with how VBK rolled out, and it's really made Jeroen and I think about, as we make QBs more and more important in the game. It's like specifically how are we going to make token team QBs or token specific QBs more important in the game, and that includes the Bitcoin, the Ethereum, and even the Doge QBs as well. So we've got some ideas coming up for that. So the VBK thing, it's going to be an ongoing campaign, so don't sleep on it. And there will be some cool functionality, additional functionality coming with a lot of these tokens, or a lot of these token QBs.
All right, let's take a look what's coming in December. First of all, let's talk about the different blueprints types we have currently in the game. So right now, you all know the QB blueprints. Those are the blueprints that allow you to print the QB. Um, but we are introducing two new blueprint types into the game. The first one is a construction blueprint. An example of a construction blueprint, the first construction blueprint you will see in the game is during the Christmas event, where you will be able to construct Christmas trees on the map. That's all I'm going to say about it. That's just the first time you will notice these. I don't want to spoil too much about Christmas, but it will have the first construction blueprints. And then a third type of blueprint are NFT blueprints. NFT blueprints are a blueprint that, as long as it stays in the game, you can trade it with other players over the auction house. But the only thing you can do with the blueprint in the game is you can mint it into an NFT. And if you do that, the blueprint gets burned in the game. And outside of the game, your NFT wallet or your OpenSea account will receive the NFT. But more on that later. Alright, and then let's talk about the event types we have. So obviously we had a lot of events so far. You all remember the thematic events like Halloween we just had, and Elemental Invasion. We also have launch events like the London event, El Salvador event. We had some token events. We had the Doge one. Now we had the Veriblock. There is going to be a completely new type of event coming up, which is NFT events, right? And the first one we're going to do is centered around a celebrity. So what does that look like? What does a celebrity NFT event entail? It comes with two parts. The first part is the part that you're already familiar with. We will launch an Epic Celebrity QB. There will be a mechanism for you to collect the resources and to find the blueprint so you can print it. It will be an epic one. And then the second part, this is the new part, is we will hide NFT blueprints in specific location in the Coin Hunt World map. Right. Okay. These locations are going to be pertinent to the celebrity in question. So if you do something with a celebrity in the UK, then most of these blueprints will obviously be found in the UK. So they're going to be heavy territory dependent. But our goal is we're open to do, a wide variety of collaborations with from sports teams to celebrities. This is where this type of event will come into play.
Yeah. It's just an extension to how brands can interact in our Cubiverse.
Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about the first celebrity NFT event we are going to do, and let's just unveil it right now and spill all the beans. You guys ready? Our first celebrity NFT event coming to the game is centered around Pat Morita, which you all know as Mr. Miyagi from the famous Karate Kid movies, obviously. So we are working with the estate of Pat Morita. They commissioned an artist to create 6 unique NFT art pieces from Pat Morita. These are the official NFTs. They are minted on OpenSeas, and we are going to hide them in the game for you guys to find. Alright, let's take a closer look. So, obviously, we're gonna have a Pat Morita QB. Boom! Yeah, so this one came out super cool. I can't wait for you guys to see the animation. It's absolutely hands down the best animation we ever done. It's incredible. So, that is definitely something to look forward to. So that's the QB. How do I get this QB? How do I get the Pat Morita QB blueprint? During the Pat Morita NFT event, all green vaults will be replaced with small Torii gates, like you can see in the screenshot here. Those small Torii gates, they require 1 green key to unlock it, and then once you unlock it, it drops a resource box, and the resource box will drop all the Pat Morita QB resources plus a low % chance for the QB blueprint. It's epic, so of course it's going to be a very low % chance. Alright, so that's the blueprint. Here are the exclusive NFTs that we received from the Pat Morita estate. So there are 6 unique pieces of art that were made for this. They will only drop on Coin Hunt World, and each of these 6 art pieces have 10 editions. So in total there are 60 NFTs up for grabs. Okay, so how does that work? Now you need to look for large Torii gates, like this one here. And they also, instead of the blue portal, they have an orange portal in the middle. So, but they are very large, they're like taller than the building, so you'll see them. Now where can you find them? They are placed on 6 locations that are pertinent to, significant to Pat Morita's life and accomplishments. It's up to you to find them, but over the course of the event, we will release hints to help the community track down these large Torii gates. So inside of each of these 6 gates is one of these 6 unique art pieces with 10 editions each. So the first 10 people who find one of these large Torii gates, they will have to use a red key to unlock it, but then they will receive a 100% drop rate of the QB blueprint, in case you don't have it yet. And they will receive the NFT blueprint that they can either hodl in the game and maybe trade on the auction house, or they can decide to actually turn into the actual NFT. And but that functionality comes later, so we'll in the coming weeks we'll unveil how that's going to work. But then in the game you'll be able to do something that will then burn the blueprint, and you will receive the actual NFT in your NFT wallet outside of the game. All right. That's pretty much all we can spoil about Pat Morita right now. But so and when it's going to go live, the idea is to have this up and running in the first half of December. So it's coming very shortly, very soon.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and also yeah, this is important to understand this. Like I said before, these celebrity NFTs events, they are highly dependent on the actual background story of the celebrity in question. So Pat Morita lived and worked pretty much his whole life in California. So these NFTs are primarily going to be based in California. In fact, 5 out of the 6 are in California. One of them is in Hawaii. So yes, we understand this is not an event that the global hunters can participate in, except of course the QB part. The QB blueprint will be global, but the large story gates that will require some road tripping or some dedicated Karate Kid fans to go on a road trip and go visit all these places. Which is the whole spirit behind these events. The way to look at this is like this, right? When other celebrities, when they give away NFTs, they just mint a bunch of NFTs on OpenSeas and they go for auction, which means that the large majority of these NFTs don't really go to fans. They go to like NFT scalpers who then just try to, resell them for a higher price. With this mechanism we have here, it actually takes a fan of the celebrity to put the effort in to get rewarded with these unique NFTs. So that's the idea behind it.
So I see a lot of the comments in the chat talking about how a lot of people are out for this. Just keep in mind, you can still get the blueprints. So you can still get the QB blueprint no matter where you are in the game. And this is just the first one. So we are going to have a lot of different celebrities and sports teams and brands in the game. But of course, this is we get a chance to showcase how our platform works. That these celebrities can put NFTs and content in the game that are special to them and special to their fandom, and I think that'll help them get even more connection with the people who care about this.
Yeah.
And then of course, if someone finds the Pat Morita NFT and they don't want to actually mint the NFT, they'll have an opportunity to trade it to someone. Yep. So, it's going to be exciting. Like, I think I've hinted a lot to people that this is, something that's personally important to me. So, this is going to be exciting.
Yep.
One last thing about this that, we're still trying to figure out the exact formula for this, but there's going to be a component of this that also is for charity as well. So all these keys that you're using, whether it's for Green Vault or for the Red Tories, we are going to donate a sizable portion of that to the Shriners Hospital, which is one of the places where Pat Morita grew up and spent his childhood recovering from a childhood illness.
Yep. Very good. So yeah, I mean, you can imagine with this system, this is our first test of this system, but with this system we can do a wide variety of very cool and epic things. Just imagine that we can, for example, give away NFTs from Formula 1. That means that on the circuits, every time there is a race, that's going to be the location where you're gonna find these NFTs. So you need to actually go and attend the race at a specific location and go to Spa-Francorchamps in Belgium, and that's the only place where you will be able to get these NFT blueprints. So there is a wide variety of very cool stuff you can do with this. This is just the beginning. This is just our little test first, but I think it's going to be super excited. So I'm hoping you guys like it too, and let's see what happens. All right, let's talk about Christmas event. First, let me see in the chat, because sometimes people are telling me that I'm going too fast.
No, although Beardy was asking whether or not you could hit the Tory multiple times.
No, you can only hit
So
it once.
yeah,
Well,
the
it
large
depends.
Tories for
Yeah,
the NFTs.
yeah. The large stories, so you can only take the NFT at once. The small stories, they behave just like green vault. So when you do them, then 24 hours later you can do them again. All right, Christmas event. Christmas sneak peek. We have two returning QB blueprints. Our Santa QB blueprint is going to come back, and the Rudolph QB blueprint is going to come back. But we're also going to introduce two new QB blueprints, one new common QB blueprint and one new epic QB. So let's just spoil one of them. And of course we're going to spoil a common one because I don't like spoiling the epic ones. So here is the new Christmas common QB blueprint that will be in the Christmas event. It's called the Elf QB. And I like it. There we go. Alright. Then what else about the Christmas event? We will have a completely new questline system that we're introducing with this event. For this thing, I'm not going to spoil anything. I want to keep this as a secret to you guys. But we are very excited about this. It allows us to do a lot of really cool stuff with future events. Sorry. Yeah, that's pretty much all I'm going to say about this. All right. So
we spoiled so much with the Pat Morita thing.
Yeah.
We had to hold a lot back for Christmas. We want you guys to explore.
Yep. All right. But okay, let's talk about a little further of stuff. But before I go into this, I know we have a Q&A coming up after this. Let's try to not ask any questions about all the stuff that's coming from this point forward, because it's too far off to give any details. High level questions are fine, but I can't answer any details about anything you will see in the next couple of slides. Now, you can ask all you want about the Pat Morita and maybe a little bit about Christmas, but this stuff is still, you know, heavily being designed. But the base concept is solid, and that's why, you know, we can give you guys a sneak preview how everything is going to change. First of all is a new key system. There were some problems with the current key system. Also, they're not very engaging, they're not very creative, because it's pretty much the same thing you do collecting keys as you do for opening vaults. So we can do better than that. So in essence, the key boots are going to disappear. And instead everybody will get supercharged mystery boxes, meaning that they will drop a lot more keys than like 2 to 6. Which means that everybody will have a similar base inflow of keys. So that is a great equalizer now for rural versus city, because it does not matter where you live, your base inflow of keys will be the same for both parties. Then on top of that, for you know the pro hunters who want to go the extra mile, there will be new mechanics introduced over time that will allow you to earn additional keys each day. Daily quest is one. We already talked about daily quest that will say, okay, do 10,000 steps a day and you get amount of keys. Cycle 10 miles and you get X amount of keys, etc. But we also have achievements you can unlock, and of course, player-owned structures will yield keys to the owner of the structures as well. Talking about player-owned structures, let's lift a little bit of the veil for that as well. Player-owned structures. Let's talk about it. This entire new construction system is going to replace the current system, which means that all the existing UVs will be phased out over time. But don't worry, there will be like a nice chunk of time where they both exist in parallel, so you have plenty of time. And the only thing that you need to remember, and this is the part that's important to you, is that the plot of land that is around your UV is your land. That means you will be the only one to build these new structures on that piece of land. So if you have a user vault in the park, a 50-meter radius around that, that's your territory. Okay, nobody's going to be building stuff on your territory except you. So that's one thing to keep in mind. So how will this new system work? From a high level, this is how it's going to work. We have tag it, build it, operate it. Alright, so start with the first part, tagging it. the hunters around the world are going to tag the world around them. This will allow us to make the map data we have much more accurate, and that will allow us to do very interesting things in the future. So we will create a system that allows you to tag stuff in the real life, so it gets added to our database, so we know, there is a bus stop here, there is a fountain here, there is a pizzeria here. It does not matter. So here are a couple of examples. We'll ask you to tag fountains, to tag banks, bus stops, walking, cycling paths, coffee shops, benches, phone booths, whatever, statues,
museums, banks,
everything,
anything,
and anything that we could need. We will ask you to tag it. Okay, then we will launch a new shop which will sell construction blueprints. Remember, we talked about that in the beginning. And each of these construction blueprints can, of course, build some kind of structure, but they have a list of compatible tags. You can't go and build a user vault on top of a fountain, for example. So you need to match the construction blueprint with the correct tag. And then, in order to start the construction, you need to do a construction quest. Each blueprint has its own construction quest. And once you finish the quest, that's where the structure will be built. We will continue to release new tags over time, and we will continue to release new construction blueprints over time. So right now, if you look at a map of, let's say, San Diego, you'll see, like, a whole bunch of user vaults everywhere. A year from now, you will see a whole bunch of a wide variety of all different things. The Coin Hunt world universe is going to be a wide variety of all different things, and you can choose what you're going to do. Some of these buildings will give you a quest, other buildings will give you a buff, other buildings will give you crypto, other buildings will do this, will do that. It will be a wide variety, and you just pick and choose what you want to do today. And then operate it, of course. All structures require a compatible QB to operate it. And even some structures, they require you to stock resources. For example, let's say I want to build a virtual coffee shop inside of Coin Hunt World. Obviously, I will only be able to build a virtual coffee shop on top of a real coffee shop, right? So that's the tag it's going to require. But then maybe you also need to keep that coffee shop stocked up on coffee beans. And guess what? Maybe coffee beans can only be found in El Salvador. So if El Salvador hunters can farm coffee beans, they can literally sell it on the auction house for plenty of keys. So everybody else can run their coffee shops. And of course, people who own structures, they will be able to earn keys from them. So let's just give one concrete example of what that means. How does this work? And for the example, we're going to use a structure called the Lucky Fountain. Of course, it's already pretty obvious. The Lucky Fountain in Coin Hunt World can only be built on top of a real world fountain. So how does that work, right? You would go to the shop, you would purchase a Lucky Fountain blueprint. You will go somewhere in the world where there is a fountain tag. You can claim that tag with the blueprint. This will start the construction quest. Then once you complete it, you will need to assign a compatible QB to operate your Lucky Fountain for you. Once that all is done, now the Lucky Fountain is operational and will be on the map for all players to see, and they can interact with it. And what happens when they interact with it? They can throw a key in the fountain, which then gives them a 1 hour luck boost, and of course a percentage of the keys that get thrown into the fountain go back to the owner. So that's how it works. So what that means in essence is everybody who right now has a user vault on top of a fountain, these players will be the very first players who will be able to build a Lucky Fountain inside Coin Hunt World, because they already have the land that has the tag. So this simple is super exciting, because that means we can continuously coming up with cool new ideas of new structures to build, new things to tag, and the way they combine and operate. All right.
Yep. So actually, sorry, I wanted to jump in because I see a comment from Flipping Billy here. But that's right. So there will be specific structures that can only be built by rural players, because they will need specific tags that city people won't have access to.
Yep.
For instance, we might ask you to tag a barn, or we might ask you to tag a field or a farm, and that would be the only place where you could build those types of structures. So this is a way um, to help continue to even out the disparity between urban and rural players, but also, again, this is the power of Coin Hunt World, right? Where the virtual world is overlaid on top of the real world. So the specific things that you see when you're looking around your own neighborhood and your own area that you're at, you'll be able to build on. You'll be able to build unique things that represent those the things that you can see in real life.
Yep.
In many cases, it'll enhance it. So um, not every fountain in the world is lucky, but a lot of fountains in Coin Hunt World will be lucky because you can build lucky fountains on them.
Yep, exactly. Right, and yeah, so let's just leave it at that. I was gonna say something, but maybe not. All right, merch updates. Brill, you want to talk about that one?
Yeah, so we've been, I know several people have been asking to open up their own merch stores, and this is something that, we're hugely supportive of. So if you are interested in doing that, we now have a contract available for people to officially license our IP. And then, of course, if you're one of these people who are licensing our IP, we want to help promote your store. So we'll work together on that. So feel free to email merch@titaniumtoaster.com, and we'll get the contract out to you with either today or tomorrow. You sign it and return it back to us, and we'll start working together on this.
Yeah. Excellent. I'm super excited to see what you guys come up with, and yeah, I can totally see that there is a huge demand for this cool Coin World merch. So, if you're
Yeah.
a creative entrepreneur and you're passionate about Coin Hunt, this is your chance to make something happen.
Yeah. I mean, I'll give a little beans dropping for like some future stuff, but obviously today merch can only be bought using the traditional payment rails. So, you buy them from each other with credit cards. But we really want to get to this point where you'll be able to buy merch with your keys. So that's one of our goals for next year, is to be able to allow you to do that.
Yes.
So for now, sell your creative merch using legacy payment rails, but eventually you should be able to use keys to be able to do that as well.
Yep. Even that, we could have a merch shop as a construction blueprint that people can build their own little merch shop on-site the Coin Hunt World map, and inside that virtual store, you can sell your merch for keys. Something like that we can do with this system. Obviously, this is all long-term thinking, eh? So don't expect this next month. Okay. Yes. So in 15 minutes, let's do a Q&A on Discord. Please keep it to one question per person. I see we have almost 500 people in here, so that's going to be chaos. And also look at the rules. Don't ask any question that's already been answered before. Don't ask any details about the future next year stuff. We can't share any details there. If it's like personal stuff with the game, use our support channels. We have an excellent support team. They do their best to answer everybody very quickly. So go there, please, instead. And don't ask anybody on iOS, because it's still the same. We have been ready with our game for 6 months. The only thing we need to do is ready to go on Apple. The only thing they need to do is approve it. That's it. And they have not approved it yet. So that's all we can say about that. Alright, everybody, we'll see you in 15 minutes on Discord. Test. Alright, I hope everybody can hear me. Where's Cuckoo Puffs? Anakura, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. We can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, can you put Cuckoo up on the stage too? I don't know where he is. Ah, there we go.
All right. Yeah, there's a massive list of people here, and there's no obvious way that it's sorted. Oh wait, it's alphabetical, but capitals first? Or is it just completely random?
I haven't been able to figure it out.
That's super annoying. All right, well, I've got two questions that are super important. One is, who here is playing Halo Infinite, and should I bother with doing that with my spare time? And my second question is, how many people in their pick'ems chose the Seahawks for tonight?
Oh.
I don't know how do I create polls? That's what I need to be able to do. It's like create a poll and let people vote on Monday Night Football.
Are you looking for a free-for-all answer to that question, like right now?
If we could just post if there was a way to just
I'll throw up a
post
straw
quick
poll. I'll be right back.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Like if we could just do that in like Hunters Hangout or something. Or maybe off topic's probably better.
Yes, please. All right. While we do that, Anakura, can you put the first Q&A up on the stage? Hey, Shogun.
Wow, your QB looks mean.
I love these custom QBs.
Shogun, you're muted.
Okay, can you guys hear me?
We
Yep.
do now.
Yes.
All right, so my question is, are unique player QBs coming in game, or avatar, like Discord avatar NFTs coming in game too?
Well, you said a lot of stuff there. Unique player QBs.
Yeah, I guess that's the most important question.
So the answer
what-
to that is yes, it's coming. We don't have an exact timeline yet, but we definitely want the ability for people to design QBs. The price is going to be such that only a handful of people are going to be able to do it, because not only are you getting essentially a legendary, but you're able to design your own legendary. So I expect that it's going to be much more expensive than the last legendary that went up for auction.
It's going to cost you at least a golden key.
I'm very happy with that answer. Thank you.
Kura, you'll have to bring him off the stage and bring up the next person. I'd like to remind everybody who has a question that you have to raise your hand in order to be promoted to the stage. Marvin's House, we've invited you. You need to accept the invitation.
Hey, Marvin's House.
Good afternoon, and thank you. In regards to the Pat Morita event, and specifically the Tories, do the large Tories react like a red vault does once a player opens it? Does a clock start, or does it remain for all other players to insert a red key?
It remains for all players, and it will not ask any trivia. So it will literally be you tap on the Tory, you enter the red key, and you get the rewards. That's it. As long as there's still rewards left. And then as soon as all rewards are depleted from that large Tory, the Tory will disappear.
Excellent. Thank you.
Hey, Beats Me by Dre. If you want to speak, you have to request. Okay, there we go.
Beats, you have to accept the invitation.
Yep, Beats, accept the invite.
There you go. We hear you.
Thanks. It was hidden at the top there. Hey, Thanks, guys, for having me. My question is that there's been a world-building theme that started with the construction cubies and the foreman, and it was followed up by the legendary. So I'm wondering if this announcement about the construction blueprints will somehow have to be triggered by the printing of the legendary, if you can spill those beans.
That would be totally epic, but that's not how it's gonna be.
All right, I'll take it. Thanks.
I wish, but we kind of ran out of time. Yeah, but there are benefits of the architect that are not known yet. Let's keep it at that.
Okay. Well, exactly. His passive is only going to be revealed once you actually print it.
All right. We'll wait. Thanks, guys. Love you.
Bye.
All right, next in line is Spooky Sunny. If you're here, request to speak. All right, go ahead and accept.
To accept, check the top of your screen.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yep.
Okay, sorry about that. Hey, I was just thinking that with the upcoming event, there are a lot of Karate Kid fans all over the country and world. And most events you've had have allowed for people who are in rural or other areas the ability to participate a little bit more so than this one. With this being green vaults only and then an epic drop rate, it's going to be kind of a non-event for a lot of people. I didn't know if you could consider making the drop rate out of the green vaults be maybe perhaps rare instead of epic.
No, we can't do that. It's an epic QB. A ton of work went into creating this QB, so it kind of has to be epic. You'll see it when the animation comes out. One thing I want to say though about the celebrity NFT events, they will be highly regional because of course they're tied to the person that we create the event around. So if we create an event around a person who's famous in the UK or in Europe, then it's going to be very hard for UK players to participate. And it's not really a city versus rural because, for example, Pat Morita birthplace is completely a small village somewhere that is completely outside of major cities. So it all depends on the actual celebrity where we're doing the event with. But
Yeah,
the idea is to have a wide variety for each country, so they all will have NFTs event. And sometimes you'll be lucky, you'll be, hey, I'm living right in this region, so this is easy for me. And sometimes it's going to require a road trip. That's just the way it's going to be.
Yeah,
it'd be nice if you could make it so that even like add a common one in future events. I realize it's too late for this one, but just try to always include the entire world, even on regional events, by having something that everybody else can do. Otherwise, you're locking out a lot of the player base. You just make people feel better if there's even something small that they could be able to get.
It's true. We could do maybe like a common version of the same QB. We'll keep that in mind for the next one.
Yeah, I mean, we've got some. Assuming this Karate Kid one or Pat Morita event goes well, we've got some other ones coming up. There are some actors that have expressed interest in doing this, whose biography as well as their filmography is so varied and so interesting that it'll lead to NFTs all around, sometimes the country and sometimes the world. So, don't feel like this one is interesting because it's the first one, but we feel like we're going to be doing these enough where anyone who feels, who thinks that they can't get this NFT right now, you'll have opportunities to get other NFTs as well. And if you think about it, it's going to be from people who have connections to the areas that you live in. And so it's possible that it can be even more special than this one that we're doing today.
Thanks.
All right, who's next?
Next
Like
up is
Tully.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yep. Hi, Tully.
Hi, great job on the game, guys. Just want to say that.
Thank you.
Just help me understand. Right now, we have the blue vaults, the green vaults. Everything that we open drops crypto. In the future, when we see fountains tagged or coffee shops or pathways, whatever, are they still dropping crypto out of every one of them, or will there be buffs or other things dropped out of these vaults moving forward?
It will depend. So some structure will give out crypto. Like, of course, there's still going to be, like, let's call it a new version of the user vault, which is going to be a vault that you open, you answer trivia. If you have it correctly, you get your cryptos. So it will be now it's like you have one structure that drops everything, right? You have a user vault that drops crypto, it drops resources, it drops blueprints, everything. So in the future, that's going to be more varied in different types of structures. But you will still have structures that drop the crypto, of course.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I'm a daily player. I'm interested in the crypto, and I was just wondering if that's staying the same.
Oh yeah. No worries. I think everybody's interested in crypto.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thanks very much, guys. That's awesome.
No worries.
Keep up the good work.
Thanks.
The goal is to make make things more varied when you're hunting. So I think most of us who do daily hunting or do any kind of hunting, it's it does become a lot of the same thing after a while, and we want to break that up. So we want you to be able to explore, but we also just want things to be different. Some days you'll choose a certain route, and other days you'll choose a different route because you'll have different goals during those days.
All right. Who's next?
So next up is Whitmore Sycamore, but I can't get them to respond, so we're going to move on. To Tuminator. So Tuminator.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey.
I have a question just because you mentioned new blueprint types for construction QBs as well as NFT QBs or NFT blueprints. And I was curious, does that mean that existing rare and epic QBs are never going to be able to be minted into NFTs, or are NFT blueprints something completely different?
No. And in fact, it's even better. What QB blueprints will do is they will mint NFT QBs for you. And one thing that is missing right now from the QBs is the QBs do not have any stats, but they will have. And each QB that you print, printing a QB in a print shop will actually mean you're minting an NFT from that QB with unique stats. So every QB will be unique. So if you print 2 pirates, one of them might have higher energy than the other, which of course will have certain benefits if you put it into at work into one of the structures. You just have to imagine what kind of structure would need the pirate for.
So would those be retroactive for anything that's already been printed, or?
Of course.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Alrighty. Next we have POSP.
Hey, how's it going?
Hi.
Oh. All right. So first off, I'd like to say, as a Canadian player, please don't give us a Justin Bieber NFT.
Maybe not a Justin Bieber, but a Justin Beaver I really like.
Yeah, Justin Bieber, the Justice Beaver. So for this NFT event, is the blueprint gonna need a resource, or are we just gonna be hunting the blueprint?
What event you talking about? Sorry. Pat Morita?
The Mr. Miyagi NFT event.
Yes, he will have his own resources, and they drop from the small Torii gates.
Okay, is there any leak to that at all?
What resources they are?
Yes.
Yes, they're going to be chopsticks and Japanese drums.
Okay, excellent. Thank you very much.
No worries.
Hello.
Hi, Keytooth.
Yeah, well,
will we be able to get more than just the 10 vaults that we got to begin with?
Maybe, I mean, we'll start with 10 slots, which means those 10 slots will count towards these new structures and your user vaults. So if you already have all your slots filled up with your user vaults, you will need to break down some of your user vaults before you can start building new stuff.
Okay.
And then maybe over time, but like I said, this is like too far down the line to worry too much about that, but we can like activate somehow new additional slots per player.
Thank you. Love the game.
Thanks.
All right, Shizens, you're up next. You're currently muted, by the way.
Oh, they disappeared. You know what we should do at every Hunter's Lodge is we should have some over-under bets for things like how many leprechauns are going to be printed by the time St. Patrick's Day rolls around. I don't know what number we're at right now, but you figure at least add another 100 to it before we get to St. Patrick's Day, right?
Yes, at least. Okay, let's try again.
Shizens, if you're speaking,
Hello?
we can't hear you. Oh, there you go.
There we go. Oh, first of all, kudos and bravo. It's a lot to be excited about for the game. My question is about the Christmas trees. Is their function strictly aesthetic, or
No,
is
no,
there
no.
more
Come
to
on, come on. Now you know us better than that.
it? Okay, how about will they disappear after the Christmas event is gone, or will they always come back at Christmas? The same ones that we put down.
No, they will disappear after the event is over.
Okay,
But
great.
but that's all you're gonna get out of me for Christmas. So
Fair
good
enough.
try.
Fair enough. Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Okay, next up is Borg. Borg Z, if you're here, you should hop on. We've invited you to speak. You just have to accept it.
You can accept it at the top of your screen. While we're waiting for that, a reminder to everybody that if you have a question, please DM me with your question, and I will add you to the list of speakers.
Okay, Borg, if we don't hear from you pretty soon here, we're going to move on to the next speaker.
Texasaurus.
Yep, go ahead, Texasaurus. Hey, Texasaurus, if you're speaking, we can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes,
Yes.
go ahead.
Hello?
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, sorry, I'm very Discord illiterate. I appreciate the
We can't hear you anymore, Texasaurus.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, there you're back. You're back.
Okay. As far as the quest goes, I can appreciate you're wanting to get people active in the game like that, but have you made any considerations for mobility challenge players? Because cycling is something that I cannot do.
Yes, no, we understand that, but you know, the reality is here that we can't make a game that works for everybody. However, the change with the mystery boxes will at least mean that that you will get the same base allowance like everybody without having to go out and hunt for keys. So that will be an improvement if your mobility is an issue for you. But like higher level features of the game will always be geared towards nimble hunters. That's just the way it's going to be.
Okay, could you at least try to place some of the assets in pedestrian-friendly areas?
Yes, so that's one of the reasons why we're switching over to the tagging system, because then the players can help us tag places that are, you know, easier accessible. Because right now our automated system often places vaults in very bad locations, like, you know, the backside of a building or something, things like that. So with the tagging system, we can make our map a lot more cleaner and a lot more friendly for everybody to use.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, player one.
Well, guys, first of all, I want to congratulate everyone for the effort that you put in this game. Especially Lepidoctora and Anakura. I always see them on the chat being active and helping everyone out. But also Illusion and Kogopuff, you guys do a great job, and especially with the mapping, with the keys and everything that you've done lately. It was amazing. My question is, the epic blueprints, is there any chance to get them usually, like not in an event, like just in usual boxes? And if yes, like what's the percentage of dropping one from a usual vault?
Okay. Well, the easiest way to get an epic blueprint is to save up keys and wait for a new shop epic blueprint to drop. That's literally 100% guarantee you will get it, and that's also why we do this. But if you drop epics during events, it's always going to be very difficult to get. That's why they're epic. I have a hard stance on that. I hate games that baby the player too much. And if you play a game for 2 hours and you already have a whole bunch of legendary items, that does not make any sense to me. But I understand what you mean, so that will definitely be improved over time.
No, I appreciate the answer, and I agree 100%. Like rewards shouldn't come easy. And one final question: is there ever gonna be like a QB of a Pokemon, like, I don't know, Charizard or Pikachu or whatever?
If we do that, we're gonna have to arm ourselves with a whole army of lawyers, I think.
Yes.
Well, I mean, it's possible for us to do some kind of cross licensing in the future, but Pokemon isn't something that's on our radar right now. We have some other things that we're planning to do way before that.
Yep.
I understand. Well, thank you very much for the answers. I don't want to take too much of your time, so
thanks.
You guys have a nice day.
Thank you.
All right, Ariad, you're next.
Hey guys, thanks for the really cool Hunter's Lodge. So my question is regarding the walking versus cycling. For example, with the cauldrons mechanic, you have to.
Okay. Hello.
Walk to work. Does that mean my first 15 minutes don't count for that? And my second question is with cycling.
Hold up. You broke up for a second. It sounds like you're hunting.
Oh,
I only heard half of your question.
Hello?
Hello?
Alriad, go ahead and start asking your question again from the beginning. Try to stand still so that you're not cutting out.
Oh, sorry about that. Okay, so my question was with regards to the walking mechanic, is there going to be that 15-minute cooldown like there was with the cauldron? So if I have like a 30-minute walk to work, will only half of it, the second half, count for that? And then with cycling, do you have to, if I go out to a bike trail and I cycle, will that count, or do I have to actively be interacting with key boot? Well, I guess there's no key boots in the future, or interacting with the game for that to count.
Yeah, we will give those details once we're like much closer to launching the system. I can't really tell that right now because we're still trying different mechanisms to make it work as good as we can.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Wait. Hey, Ariad, before you leave. So your QB icon, is that to represent, like, do you have like just massive amounts of facial hair, or is that like a Muppet, or like what is your QB?
It is the absolute best sports mascot that's ever been made, Gritty of the Philadelphia Flyers.
Woohoo, Gritty.
Okay,
Yes,
got
sir.
it.
TiVo made this for me, and I think you guys should definitely do an NFT for Gritty in Philadelphia.
All right, I'll add that to the list. That's a good one.
Thank you.
All right, let's do a couple more, and then I think we should call it a day here.
I think we have about 5 more on the list. Could you tolerate that?
Yes, let's do 5, and then
Perfect.
let's get back to work because we promised so much stuff. We better deliver now.
Hey, Minel, it's you. So hop on.
Minel, you'll have to go ahead and touch the to accept the invite at the top of your screen.
Oh, he's here. Oh. You're talking, but we can't hear you, Mino. Oh, he disappeared. And Rainstorm left too.
Rainstorm wasn't on the list. I'm not sure why he showed up here.
I don't know how he got promoted there. We're looking for Crypto Cisco. Crypto Cisco, you have to raise your hand if you want to ask your question. Okay, no Crypto Cisco. Is Apollo here? Yes, they are. Noah Apollo, I think that's you, right? Let's give you a promotion.
Hi.
Hey.
Hey.
All right, so I had a question about the NFTs. I thought it was like always said that epics are going to be NFTs, like epic blueprints. So you said earlier that the cubbies are going to be the NFTs. Could you give more details on that?
Yeah, the way to look at this is like this. If you have an epic blueprint, let's say you have the Pirate Captain blueprint, that means you have a license to mint official Coin Hunt World NFT. Which one? It's going to be the Pirate QB NFTs. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, we decided to change this mechanism a little. So I think it's going to result in blueprints even in being even more valuable. But you know, as Jeroen said, it's having the epic blueprint means that you can print multiple NFTs rather than just own one NFT.
Yeah, and keep in mind every time you print an NFT QB, that's when the stats will be generated. So you know you might get lucky and get one with a certain super desired stat or something. So you know different pirate cubes will have different ratings, if you will. I don't know how to explain it. You know.
No, that makes sense.
Yeah.
No, that's super cool. Thank you.
All right, who's next?
Okay. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, hello. Okay, so I just want to say a big shout out to you guys. Thank you so much for making this game and really just building it over time. It's expanded quite fast. This is one of the reasons why I even know what the metaverse is. And many people are going to have their first crypto because of this game. So I just want to
QBverse.
thank you. My question is in regards to the licenses. I am going to my question right now. So I know that a lot of people in the community, especially content creators, have been making their own custom QBs. Manel, Cocoa Puffs, not Cocoa Puffs, sorry. Manel, the Coin Hunt World Wiki, IT Guy, Black Boy, and Kevo Strings, just to name a few. Is there a way that the merch licenses will apply to these custom QBs? And would there be a possibility that we would see these released in the game in an event? And also, would there be a way in the future for people to introduce their own custom QBs and animations?
Yes, that's kind of the same with the first question we had. So the answer to that is yes, we are thinking about this. However, this will literally be one of the most expensive features in the game, and that is why it takes a tremendous amount of the game development effort to create the QB. So if we start doing that for like, for unique players, you're gonna have to pay up. So it's gonna be a golden key. But it will be possible in the future. I don't remember what the other part of your question was.
Yeah, I think the one thing is that if players are creating their own QB NFTs and putting them on the blockchain, those may not be transportable into the game, now or in the future, right? There'll be NFTs that we mint that are officially supported by the game are going to be the ones that we release in the game. Now, that's not to say that if someone's creating their own custom QB, as Jeroen's saying, we can figure out ways to add those into the game. But as of right now, like if you're buying QBs from someone that are not, and that's not part of the game, don't necessarily expect that they will be.
Yeah, it has to be officially minted by us, of course. Else there is not really any value to it because they will never have an existence inside of the game. So we're talking about two different things. I think I misunderstood your question. But yeah, but more about the whole minting process will be unveiled like Q1 next year. Okay, who's
Thank
next?
you so much for taking the time.
No worries.
After Block Boy's question, I'd like us to get to Corkio, I Speak Nerd, and then maybe a fun one from Rainstorm, and then I think we can end.
Okay. Hey, Block Boy.
Did somebody say Block Boy?
There you
Yes.
go.
What's up, coin hunters?
Hey, Block Boy, how does it feel to not be in the top 5 this month?
Oh, it feels so good. I have been just, taking a little bit of time, not going all gas, no brakes. It's been a nice little siesta from the daily grind. But, turkey time, had to slow down, see family, do some fun events. It's been great. But shout out to Fire. See you still on top of the leaderboard, sir. Nice work. So anyhow, my question was related to buddy quests. I know that you guys are constantly working on a million new features, and as the disc or the Twitch stream demonstrated, you guys even have a lot of features that you're not ready to talk about. So I would imagine that those are somewhere in the back burner. But do you have any mechanics for updated or augmented or just brand new types of buddy quests anywhere in the near term?
Yes, I'm rotating my neck 90 degrees to the right. I see my huge cork board with all my notes on. I'm spotting a column that says Buddy Quest ideas, and I see underneath it Buddy Quest ID 1, defuse the bomb. Buddy Quest ID 2, show off your QB collection. Buddy Quest ID 3, memory game. That's it. Take this, do whatever you want with it, but yes.
Okay, cool. And hey, I just also wanted to add to the discussion about the NFTs and people eventually one day, just like eventually one day that golden key, the golden box, seeing NFTs. I just can't help but marvel at all of the new unique custom QBs that are showing up on people's profile pictures in the Discord. Absolutely love it. Keep it up, everybody.
Yeah, it's awesome.
What's up, Corkio? Can't hear you. Your icon's also not a QB.
Corkio, you're lighting up, but we do not hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes. Hi, Corkio.
Awesome. Hi. So I missed the beginning part of the Hunter's Lodge because I am on holiday in gorgeous Honduras. But my question was about the merch licenses. And so I don't know if you answered this or not, but are you limiting the amount of merch licenses that are going to be available? Because I know as Illusion Weaver and Cuckoo Puffs, you guys both know I've already created a shop and I already have stuff ready to go. So I didn't know if it was going to be a free-for-all, everyone could open their own shops, or if it's just going to be a select few people that are able to have merch stores.
So I think we're going to we'll curate it. You know, we will want to work with the people that have the most creative ideas and have the best merch. You know, but as the player base grows, I think the demand for merch will grow. So everybody who's so I suspect we'll get to a point where everyone who wants a license can get one.
Yeah.
But I think to your point, like we want to make sure that it's high quality stuff and that, you know, we're not flooding the market with like, you know, bad representations of our brand. We want to work with people who, you know, who are showing that genuine love of what we're collectively building.
Yeah, and don't worry, you will be left out. There will be plenty of time for everybody to send in the applications, and before we start announcing, you know, giving out the licenses. So don't worry about it. You'll have plenty of time. Even if you're on holiday, it will be a month or so before we start activating those.
Great, because I already sent an email to that email address, and I have a live video stream planned called QBC, play on OpenSea and QVC, so I think it'll be fun. And really quick other question, Cuckoo, you've been talking a lot about having like a coin hunt world like conference in Vegas. Is that actually a thing, or is that just a grand wish that you have?
It is actually a thing. So what it looks like is we're gonna just have to pick a date. I think it has to be at least 6 months in the future. So somewhere in like say June or July of next year. Once we pick a date, we'll start working with some vendors and get it set up. What I don't know yet is how big of an event that we need to plan for. You know, whether it's going to be 100 people or 500 people, or even 1,000 people. We're not quite sure how big this is going to be yet. So that can impact how some of the planning goes. But I think as of right now, I'm planning for like 500 people.
I'm super excited. I will most definitely be there, and I think I know at least 100 other people, at least, that will definitely be there as well. So great job, guys. Love you guys, and happy hunting, everyone.
Love it.
It'll be in Vegas, so we're all gonna have to go hang out at the craps table together, I suppose. I have like 500 of us roll up to a craps table.
Man, what is it with you and gambling, man? It's crazy. All right, Ice Victor, is that the last one?
We have Rainstorm afterwards, and then we're done.
Okay, good. Because we need to start mapping El Salvador. Yep.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Hey, thanks for creating the game, the systems, and like all that stuff, and giving me plenty of stuff to speculate on. I really appreciate everything you guys have done with creating this slow growth, non-speculative system that a lot of people have talked about. But my question was related to the NFTs, specifically with the celebrity NFT. Those are going to be minted on whatever chain with OpenSea, be like Polygon or Ethereum, I think, right now. But is there planned utility for those celebrity NFTs within the game as well? Like, are those going to be in the game that are both in game and out of game?
Well, yeah, not right now. We might do that depending on what type of NFT it is. But one thing to keep in mind, though, is like you can imagine one of these player structures to be an art gallery that you can only place on an art gallery tag in real life. And one thing you could do in art galleries, you could showcase the NFT art that your collection in game has. So there is definitely things we can do there. But yeah, that's you know, might be somewhere in next year where we roll it out.
Rainstorm, go ahead.
Hey, Rainstorm.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yep.
All right.
First time listener, long time stalker.
Oh shit.
I was just gonna throw out the question: when am I gonna get a call in from Illusion Weaver or Cuckoo Puffs at the bar and chill?
Cool, man. Once we get through New Year, because we put too. Okay, let's be honest, guys. We put since July we put too much on our plate. It was like one event after the other, and we've been going so hard. We didn't even have time to like make everything nicely polished the way we wanted to do. So we need to take a little breather after New Year. Once we get through the Christmas event, through the New Year's Eve event, so we can focus a little bit more on you know, some loose ends in the game, polish up the UI, UX a little bit, some nice quality of life, like low-hanging fruit updates, and things like that. But yeah, bottom line, we've been super busy, so I try to pay attention to when somebody is streaming or making some content, and I'm always trying to tune in on the background. But yeah, that's about as far as it goes for me at this particular stage.
But it will happen. We'll
Yeah.
we'll definitely come out and hang out. Yeah, you know, I mean, you know me, I like to come in and shit talk everybody, and so we'll figure out some time where we can do that.
Yes, absolutely. All right, people, thanks everybody for coming. This was a record attendance, which is fantastic.
Oh, we gotta make an announcement about that, right?
Oh yeah, that's all yours, Bill.
So we had I saw about 477. I don't know if anyone saw a number higher than that for the Discord stream. But you know, we said I think 3 mystery boxes if we exceeded 350, but I think we're just gonna go ahead and give everybody 5 mystery boxes. So you know, enjoy.
Okay.
Spend the
Enjoy
resin
those mystery
wisely.
boxes. Somebody's gonna get 25,000 resin out of them. Okay, everybody, thank you for coming. Next Hunter's Lodge will be in a couple of months from now. So be on the lookout for the Pat Morita event, followed by the Christmas event, followed by New Year's Eve. We didn't even talk about that, but there will be a unique QB dropping on January 1st. So log in January 1st to get it. And yeah, that's it. Happy hunting.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, guys.